Hey guys, Django Fett here, and this is a full-on spoiler talk about Star Wars The Force Awakens. And now if you haven't seen The Force Awakens, by now, something's wrong, man. It's been out for like a month now. You should have seen the dang movie by now. But if you haven't seen the movie, you want to see a review, which is non-spoilers, you can check out my review. I'll put a link down below in the description. I made a non-spoiler review. But this one is a spoiler review, which I will talk about everything that I liked and didn't like about the film with full-on spoilers. Now first off, I want to say I enjoyed the film. I really liked the film. But I just didn't think it was a great film, and there were a lot of problems I had with the film that held it back from being that epic and great film, in my opinion. Now, as you guys know, it's set 30 years after Return of the Jedi, and pretty much everything that happened in Return of the Jedi just doesn't matter in the end because it's all back to a New Hope era again. It's like they didn't care with this story, because like in my review, I said it's a New Hope remake, and that's exactly what this movie is, and it's a completely safe film. They don't do anything like monumental or instrumental. It's the same shit over and over again. And the more I think about this film, the more and more I think about this film, the more I just end up hating it. So like I mentioned before, it's set 30 years after Return of the Jedi with a new First Order, which is, you know, the second coming of the Empire from the previous films. And this First Order is just like the Empire and just as strong too, because they build a super weapon as well. And it has Poe Dameron, who I'm a big fan of, played by Oscar Isaacs. I need to get a pop of that guy. That guy is awesome. He's captured and sends his droid out with like a secret map to Luke Skywalker, because apparently he vanished out because his his whole organization was wiped out because of one of his own, and I'll get to that guy in a second. But his whole order gets wiped out. All of the Jedi are destroyed. Jedi have to start all over again, or they're pretty much vanished. They're gone. So they're pretty much starting over again, which I hated. Why? You know what would have been cool in this film is to have, you know, not only good and evil, but have a ton of Jedi verse off against a ton of Sith. Have two forces face off against one another and battle it out, because you haven't seen it in a Star Wars film yet. Now there's plenty of video games and expanded universe material that shows that, but you haven't seen it in a film. This series misses out on it completely on that idea. And if they had that, man, this would be up there with all-time greatest films. Imagine that, you know? Huge armies of Jedi, huge armies of Sith facing off with one another. With, you know, this J.J. Abrams style. That would have been badass as hell. Instead, they played it safe and used A New Hope over again. Anyway, his droid runs off and encounters a lone, you know, wanderer in Rey, who is just like Luke Skywalker. She's a, you know, living in the desert, you know, stranded by her family. You don't know who her family is, but it's pretty obvious who they are. And Rey encounters this droid and wants to help this droid. She's hesitant at first and then starts to help it. And then encounters Finn, which is something new. I like Finn. I think he's a cool new character. The things that he did in the film, however, I question now. But I like his character a lot. Him, Finn, and Rey, fantastic. Great main characters. Now, Finn is a runaway stormtrooper, and for some reason he's a janitor, but ends up in the front lines and is hesitant about killing, even though they're raised to kill. That part I did not get at all. He is one out of the thousands of stormtroopers that ran away. Apparently other stormtroopers never did this, but Finn did this first. I don't get that at all, even though they're trained to kill. I don't get that. So they run off, they go off planet, you know, they encounter the Imperials or First Order, whatever you want to call them. I think the First Order looks cool as hell. I love the stormtroopers. They look badass as anything. They can actually shoot straight for once. But they look cool. I like all the different stormtroopers, the different classes of the stormtroopers. They look great. I like the stormtroopers a lot. And Finn and Rey encounter Han Solo and Chewbacca. And I thought these guys would suck. Han Solo, Chewbacca, you know, Harrison Ford. I thought he would suck as Han Solo and just mail it in for a quick paycheck. But honestly, he was great in the film. He dedicated himself in this film just so he could, later on end up the way he did. But he was fantastic. Him and Chewbacca, they got the original actor as Chewbacca, and both of them were fantastic. And it's a good thing too, I have the Funko Pops of Han Solo and Chewbacca. And I love the film so much, I got a Funko Pop of the older Han Solo as well as Chewbacca right here. They both look great together. And then they encounter the Resistance, aka the Rebels, back in there again. Okay, here's another thing with this film. Okay, the Resistance. Why is there a Republic and the Resistance? And why did the Republic suck ass compared to the First Order? I don't get it. And the Republic was referenced once in the film, and that's it. Instead, there's most of the talk is on the Resistance. Like, why is there two different groups, Resistance and Republic? Why aren't they just called the Republic? And like, why did the Resistance become this different division from the Republic? Or is the Republic too lazy to fight? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. They end up delivering the droid to the Resistance. I think Rey gets captured midway, somewhere in between. And she ends up in the hands of Kylo Ren. And I'll get to him in a second. I promise I'll get to him. Don't worry. Oh yeah, and then eventually Finn and Rey, they encounter this Yoda-type character in Maz Kanata, what? I don't give a shit. She is mediocre. She's barely in the film, but she tries to be like this Yoda, awesome, spiritual Yoda character. But she's not even a freaking Jedi. What the fuck is, like, the importance of her? Oh, to hand her lightsaber to Rey. I'll explain Rey in a second. She was this Yoda wannabe and just didn't work. And then for some reason, this just came out of the blue. Rey ends up seeing or hearing this, the dark side crawling in and trying to call to you, much like with what happened in Dagobah with Luke Skywalker and encountering Darth Vader. She ends up this was just so forced and came out of nowhere. But she ends up hearing like a cry of her, of her as a kid. She goes down into this basement of this temple with full bunch of people in this cantina scene, She goes down into the basement. She finds a lightsaber. She picks it up and she receives a vision of Kylo Ren killing off these Jedi. And she sees herself just crying like, come back, her parents who just fled out. I'm gonna say it now, and I think many people are saying it, but she is the daughter of Luke Skywalker. I'm saying it now, and there's a lot of sources that are gonna back me up on this, but she is the daughter of Luke Skywalker. Without a doubt, she is. She rejects it, just like Luke, and later on she, accepts it, but, she learns that to use the Force, she has to close her eyes, and then feel the Force, and then she can use it. I guess that's not the way the Force works at all, but okay, I'll go with that. She later on gets captured, and she gets captured by Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. I hate his fucking lightsaber. I think the design doesn't work. I think it's fucking stupid, and it just doesn't work. I don't like it. People are saying, oh my goodness, I'm just like, calm the fuck down, man. It's nothing special. It's stupid. Now, Darth Maul's, on the other hand, that's badass, and you can use that. This crossguard, all it can do is just swing over, bat. You can't twirl it around like a regular lightsaber. You better be fucking adept, because you're gonna chop off your fucking hand. I'm sorry, but that's the dumbest design. Unless you put like a metal hilt on it, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But you put lightsaber hilts? Yeah, that's not gonna work. You're gonna cut off your fucking hand, man. He's in a hissy fit most of the film. He wants to get what he wants. He's a little bitch. He's a little crybaby bitch. I hate the fucking guy. And I think he's one of the most overrated characters of all time. Oh my god, is he bad. If he doesn't get what he wants, he just like starts slashing and everything. I'm just like, where is Vader when you need him? And then apparently you find out that Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo and Leia Organa. Oh, and Leia's in the film. Carrie Fisher, who originally played as Leia, she's in the film. You can hardly recognize her voice, but that's her. And she's pretty cool too. Out of the blue, you find out he's, you know, the son of them. And you're just like, okay, well, alright. I saw that coming a million miles away, but okay. He's like Darth Sadus, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've never read the new Jedi Order series. I've always wanted to. I'm dying to read that series now, after watching this film. But he's just a wannabe of I can't say his fucking name. Sadus. I don't know. He's just a wannabe character. He's just not that good at all. And then you finally see his face, and I'm just like, dude, put the fucking mask on. Keep that bitch on, cause you look fucking terrible. You do not fit your character at all. I mean, Christ almighty. God damn. And then whenever this guy talks, Adam Driver, it's fucking atrocious. I'm sorry. You could say that about Hayden Christensen as Anakin. I'm sorry, but Adam Driver as Kylo Ren is fucking terrible. He is awful. His acting is just god awful. Hayden Christensen is actually a good actor, but he had a shit script. And but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, and whatever he does, you know, he's actually good in. Okay, he's actually pretty good. Adam Driver, this is the first time I've seen him. So far, he can't act, man. I don't think he's good at all. He just sounds like a crybaby in everything he does. I just don't think he works. I just cringe whenever I see this guy and like just talk or do anything. It's so cringeworthy. I'm just like, dude, keep the fucking mask on and just stay silent. Don't say anything. That's what's probably best for your character instead of whining and bitching and talking so much. And then he ends up facing off against Rey, or he does like this weird, like he captures Rey, he puts Rey in these restraints, and then he's like, I'll get what I want. He takes off his mask. It's like the funniest thing ever. Like, if you take off that music or the loud bass or whatever he's doing, he's trying to get into her mind, like that shit was just cringeworthy. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This was just bad. I'm just like, wow, this is just pretty bad. And she was just like, Rey's just like, and Kylo's like, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Are you kidding me? Jar Jar, please show up at some point. Even though I fucking hate Jar Jar. I don't know what I watched, but that was just, if you remove the bass out of that and you see them just do that shit, you're just like, what the fuck are they doing? And it doesn't feel like the Force at all. It was just like, it's just so weird out of the blue. It's just like, what the fuck is this? And then Rey, she ends up learning about the Force so rapidly fast in the film. She like Force persuades a stormtrooper when she had no practice. She had no practice using a lightsaber. She has no practice in the Force other than, oh, if you close your eyes, you can learn about the Force. You can feel the Force. And then I'm just gonna go right to the end. Pretty much, you know, they have the Starkiller base. It's pretty much a Death Star on steroids times a million. You know, it's a million. It's like a planet that's made into a Death Star, but it consumes the power of the sun, and then shoots off and kills like 5 planets of the Republic. And the Republic didn't exist. I didn't know existed until they fired the cannon. They're like, oh, we're gonna fire at the Republic. And they destroy the capital, Coruscant, which is one of my favorite worlds. Fuck you, New Disney. Destroying Coruscant, one of the most important worlds in Star Wars. Are you fucking kidding me? A band of rebels or resistance fighters, whatever the hell you want to call them. You know, a small group of them goes into the Death Star, Starkiller, whatever the fuck it is, and blow it up. And they win. Rey and Finn, they know how to activate a lightsaber and fight off against Kylo Ren and are pretty much a good match against him. But as Rey is fighting, what the fuck is his name? Ren's like, I can teach you the powers of the Force. Yeah, I will teach you the dark side. Yeah. I know that's not how he acts and sounds, but man, every time this fucking guy talked without his mask, it is so cringeworthy. And the mask is terrible, by the way, too. It's completely pointless compared to Revan, because Revan actually has a point, and that's actually more badass than this new shit. So that's a topic for another discussion. And then, as Rey is closing her eyes while she's fighting off, you know, she's holding her lightsaber, she ends up like, beats up Ren. He beats Ren. I'm just like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? How do you know how to use the Force? Use a lightsaber and beat a guy who's adept at using the other lightsaber pretty quickly. There is just so many problems with this film, but there are some good things with this film. The action was pretty good. Getting rid of the expanded universe for this, hell no, it was not worth it. But I hope they continue the Legends banner in the future. You know, if they continue the expanded universe in some way, in another universe, they don't have it. I want it to be separate from the new Disney universe, but have something new with the Legends and just, you know, continue it off. That would be pretty awesome. And Disney would be making shit tons of money. We don't want films. We don't want big budget films like Disney. We just want you to bring back the old expanded universe and continue it off with like books and comics and other material. We're not asking for too much. We're not asking for the world. We're just asking for the expanded universe to return once again. So I'm just gonna end it right here. I went on way too long in a freaking rant. Just wanted to talk to you guys about my experience with The Force Awakens, and I think everybody should watch it. I think it's a good film. I am just still not looking forward to the future of Star Wars films. So I'm just gonna stick to Star Wars Expanded Universe and the new Jedi Order stuff. I really desperately need to read that because I've been into Old Republic, Dark Times, Clone Wars stuff, and I've never ventured into New Jedi Order at all. I've heard a lot of great things about it, but I've never gotten the opportunity to read or experience any of the material. But I wanted to explain my thoughts of The Force Awakens, and if you guys could please like and comment down below. Tell me your thoughts of The Force Awakens. Spoilers, you can put full-on spoilers. I'm pretty sure everybody did by now, but post full-on spoilers. Let me know what you think of the film in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Django Fett, and I'll see you, my fellow Mandalorian brothers and sisters, next time. Oh yeah.